Danny. Oh, good girlie. Danny at the vet.
Bing, bong, bong, dong, dong. We do this a lot, so these vaccines are gonna be like nothing.
Big smoothie. With Danny. Danny perfect. Over here. Now I can vlog. Perfect. It's Thursday night. And that means there's 2 days until the marathon. It's crazy that we're here. It feels crazy. I feel good. I think most of my anxiety is gone for now. I think some of the biggest anxiety was just seeing if I would make it to the marathon day uninjured, without any sickness, feeling all right. And because we're pretty much here and I feel fine, knock on wood for now. Hey, it's me, Sage. That was me knocking. Yeah, I'm feeling less anxious because I've made it here. Pretty much the only thing left to do is perform, right? So it is Thursday night. I think I ate a lot of carbs. Pretty much just focusing on carb loading and eating clean. I did have that Smoothie King smoothie, but I wouldn't really factor that into being the most unhealthy thing on a scale. It's not eating clean per se, but it's not super unhealthy. And the only reason I drank that smoothie is because we're still 2 days out. If today was Friday, if I was 1 day away, I wouldn't have had that smoothie. But no, CG wants pets. But because we're still 2 days away, I thought it'd be fine. It'd be a nice large amount of carbs. So I had one banana, and then I had another banana. Then I had rice and chicken sausage, and then I had the Smoothie King smoothie, and then I had more rice and chicken sausage, and then I had more rice and chicken stew. So I was about 4.5 cups of rice cooked, and then I had another banana, and then I had another homemade smoothie. So eating a lot of carbs, just filling the body with carbs, because that's what your body uses most during exercise. Tomorrow we're going to be filling up on carbs even more, and just avoiding fat, avoiding fiber, and I'll be ready. I feel like today's vlog would be a nice vlog to kind of reflect on everything that I've learned while training for a marathon, just because we are so close. There's a quote that really stands out to me, and I think is very true and is really at the core of marathon running, and it's that the marathon, I'm totally gonna butcher it, I'm not really gonna say it right, but the spirit of the quote is that the marathon race is not the goal. The marathon race is the reward. People will refer to the race as the victory lap, because the real work, the real challenge, the real growth is in the training. That's why I believe if you don't train for the marathon, you're really not getting the marathon experience. And I think that varies. That mostly is for your first marathon. Of course, if you've done like 10 marathons already, you don't really have to do like a lot of training for your next marathon, because diminishing the property of diminishing return, it's not the same as running your first marathon. I really truly believe if you run your first marathon, you should train for it, not just because it'll let you perform better, but it'll help you be safer and actually like do it to your best ability. And like there's a lot of YouTube videos that are like running a marathon without training, and I think that totally defeats the purpose of what the first marathon should be. Because I have gone through so much growth and change these past 5 months before even running the marathon. I haven't even run the marathon, and I feel like I'm a much better runner, for one. I'm a much better athlete, athletic person, too. And I feel like just in general, I'm just like a better person. And all of that I've gotten without even running the marathon. So yeah, I mean, I do think a lot of people, maybe a majority of able-bodied people, but like a lot of people, I really believe, could run a marathon without training, right? You can run 26.2 miles. You can slog through 26.2 miles. But doing that without training is just doing that at your worst. I believe there's no glory in trying to claim accomplishment of something by performing it at your worst. And so that's where I think those videos of like, can I run a marathon without training, really miss the point of the marathon, which is a testament of time. I mean, it is such a long distance where time is such a big part of it, but it's not just the time of running the marathon, it's the time you need to commit to training for the marathon, which is really the hard part. I mean, the videos of people like, can I do a marathon without training, are literally doing that, because the training is the hard part, and skipping the training to get to the easy part is again a misunderstanding of the marathon. Because consistency is one of the hardest things that is needed for growth and success, and something that is hard for everyone. Anyone can pull up to the race filled with adrenaline of the race day and brutally, painfully slog through the marathon, but to run multiple times a week, consistently every week for 3, 4, 5 months, especially for some people who have a much lower base fitness, that is like the real dedication. That's the real hard part of running for a marathon. And like, now that I've gone through 5 months of marathon training, I can attest to that for sure. I have a feeling, yes, the marathon will be the hardest run I probably will have ever done up to that point, but it's going to be over in about 4 hours, and I won't have to do it the next day, where marathon training is continuously doing something harder and harder and harder, a harder long run the next week, and then you have to run the day after your hard long run, and then do those tempo sessions and all of that, and then not getting a reward for that, but simply just having to do that again the next week without anyone telling you to do so, and really just doing it upon your own effort. Like that truly is the hard part, I think. Yeah, I mean, personally, let's see. I mean, what have I done since I started marathon training? How have I changed since I started marathon training? Well, I had broken my record for most miles in a week. Originally it was like not even 25. I think maybe the most miles I ever ran in a week before marathon training was like 23, and that was for like half marathon training. I think now the most miles I ever ran in a week is like like 38. Broken the record for most miles ran in a month, personally. I think my previous record was like 79, and now my record is like 134 miles in a month, so almost double. I have just grown in the sense of consistency and just actually sticking through something for 5 months. I've stuck with it because I like it, but also because it has been hard at times, but just keeping my eye on the prize. Another big thing is I've been getting up in the morning to run, which is a huge thing that I've never been able to do before. So getting up early, actually making my mornings productive, and getting my runs done in the morning. That plus balancing everything else in my life right now, just like work and relationships and like just chores and running, is another point of growth in myself. Yeah. I couldn't have done all that if I didn't train for the marathon. Not to mention just getting better at running, like all that too, plus getting better at running. There was even a point before my third half marathon attempt, where I really attempted sub 2 hours, when I was really debating just quitting running after the marathon and going back into like lifting and bulking up. But after the half marathon, I really fell in love with racing and running again. And now I had a renewed energy for it. So that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't trained and did that other half marathon. So there's just like a lot that I've learned about myself, just consistency wise and habit wise, and what works for me, what doesn't, that I got from training for the marathon. I haven't even ran the marathon yet, so there's another quote. I love quotes. I don't know about you, but I love quotes. There's another quote that goes something along the lines of, if you want to win a race, run 100 meters. If you want to find out something about yourself, run a marathon. And I think that is also true. Like distance running, I think does kind of help you find out things about your own resilience and your own persistence, and your mentality. So that'll be interesting to kind of experience on race day. Maybe I won't learn anything. Maybe I already know that I'm persistent, but who knows? Yeah, I think I'm glad to have stuck through this marathon training, and I hope to do more training, more running in the future, because I really like it, and two, I like growing. I like seeing that growth, and I feel like I have a lot of room to grow in this hobby, in this sport. So those are my thoughts. 2 days till the marathon. I'm excited. I almost forgot. I had this bad dream last night, and in my bad dream, I was kind of like going down a dark path mentally, but like in my dream. And I don't know like what happened before this, but it got to a point where I was with someone else, and we had like our phones, and on our phones was like an app with like these like emojis on it and like a swipe button. And all I knew was if you swiped the thing, like you would die pretty much. And I kind of felt like that would be good in a way to end my problems in that dream. So I think I swiped it on the person's phone, because I thought like, all right, we're just gonna go out together. And then I swiped it on my phone. And like after swiping it on my phone, I really felt like the darkness in my vision come in from the sides, but like still like this is all a dream. But I felt like first person the darkness come in from the sides until everything was like really blurry and I really felt like I was drowning, but like in my dream. And it got to a point where it was almost completely black. And I had realized what was going on, and I realized that I was like dying. And I like ripped myself out of it. Like almost completely black vision. I like mentally like in my mind's eye like rip the darkness out in front of my vision, and I'm alive, and I'm thinking like that was a mistake. And then I don't know like what happens next. But the next thing I remember is I am like running, and I'm like, I think some part of it was like set in a college campus. So the next part is like I'm running through a college campus and it's raining, and it just felt really good. It felt like free, and I felt like I was alive. Yeah.